so you watch it? Sure. You're a good friend. I owe you one.
Hi, sweetie. Hello. Hello. Look, your feet are changing colors. Do you see that? Your feet are changing colors. Yours too. Oh.
We're just randomly choosing a restaurant without researching it online.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, this is how anything can happen. Thursday turns into it won't stop coming out Friday.
Hey, how about that Asian fusion place?
Fusion and Asians. I'm trying not to think about science.
Hi, Boo. Hi, Pink. Hi, baby.
And Amy doesn't look sick.
Hi, boy.
Amy, how are you?
Such a good boy. Okay, so we're going to talk about brooder setup a little bit. I am highly allergic to pine and things with strong fragrances. So I have to use alternative methods. I use indoor-outdoor rugs. I use washable pee pads. My brooder setup with that is a reptile dome that has a ceramic heat light and a UV light. I use the radiant panels. I make sure they have plenty of room so that they can get away from the heat should they like. UV lights should only be on for about 8 to 10 hours a day because they can sunburn your babies. So I do turn those off. Haven't turned it off today yet. I usually leave it on at night because night's cooler, so I try to get them extra heat. That UV light provides about 5 degrees more heat on than off. I've alluded in prior videos that for feeding, I use slow feed bowls. So this is just like a smaller dog version. So I just fill it up with their food. They are on Missouri waterfowl starter and a teeny little bit of some crumble that I had, but it's higher protein than I like. I stick with Missouri because it has the right protein levels. They'll eat this straight for about 2 weeks. At 2 weeks, I start mixing in Missouri maintenance, which is the adult food, and just kind of gradually transition them from 2 weeks to a month. So by the time we hit about 3.5 weeks, it's fully adult food. Their water has B complex in it, and those little ping pong, golf, wiffle balls, whatever they're called, so that when they are running around and being silly, they don't get themselves overly wet. They can, as you can see, they can still get their beaks in there nice enough for them to be able to clean out their nares should they want to and get a drink. So hi, little babies. Hi. Hello, little ones. Yeah, hi. You love your fishy? Yeah. It's fun to play. If you ever have an individual gosling, not a whole hatchling full, I highly recommend these mirrors. I still put them in when I have groups because sometimes they just like to go in and see themselves. But this really helps with the solo goslings. And because they're baby mirrors and plastic, they can't really hurt them if they fall. All right, so look, my goslings are in a row. Okay, so they are eating Missouri maintenance and some Kalmbach 16% all flock. So we're keeping the protein levels down while those wings come in. As you can see, they're starting to get their wings. They're starting to do that little bit of droopy. Those shafts are perfectly normal. That's where their feathers are coming through. The fact that they keep dropping them is good for them. They need to exercise and build strength so that they can hold their wings up when they get older. I also continue to give them B complex in their water. I do transition to a bucket once they're tall enough for it. And they will continue to get B complex until they go outside. And then I only provide B complex when it's hot or something stressful is happening, or if I see an adult kind of just moving a little slow or struggling, then I'll go throw a little B complex in their water as well. And then as you can see, they love to play. They're happy little goslings. I think these are the ones we're going to keep. Hello. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Where's my precious girl? Where's my precious girl? I also do provide them with one source of heat too in case they just feel like they need it. This UV light is currently turned off, but the ceramic heat light is on and they can curl up underneath it if they so choose. All right, thanks for listening. So goslings grow super fast. This little one right here hatched today. All of these guys hatched last Friday. These ones hatched the Friday before that, so 2 weeks old. And then our month-olds.